Donald Trump may have just revealed his favorite candidate to replace Karoline Leavitt, and that is Donald Trump himself. The U.S. president posted an AI-generated image of himself addressing reporters with the caption, "The best press secretary," and the unusual post has added a bizarre new twist to the race for Leavitt's replacement. Trump shared the image on Truth Social, appearing to cast himself as the ideal person to take over the White House briefing room. The digitally altered picture shows the U.S. president addressing the media, accompanied by his very straightforward declaration, "The best press secretary." The post comes as the White House prepares for the departure of Karoline Leavitt, who is stepping down from her role at the end of August. And while Trump has not officially named her successor, several names have already entered the conversation. One of them is CNN conservative commentator Scott Jennings, who has reportedly positioned himself as a potential contender for the job. Other names have also been floated, including former George W. Bush communications chief Ari Fleischer and Trump's aide Natalie Harp. But instead of picking one of those contenders, Trump appeared to give himself the top endorsement. His latest post is also part of a wider pattern, with the U.S. president increasingly sharing AI-generated images portraying himself in flattering or exaggerated scenarios. President Donald Trump is once again making headlines, but this time it's not because of a policy announcement or a campaign rally. Instead, it's because of another bizarre AI-generated post, one that places the 80-year-old U.S. president alongside two of America's most revered leaders, George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. In the AI image shared late Sunday, Trump is seen sitting next to Washington and Lincoln, all three holding quills as they appear to sign what looks like a map. The image is just the latest in a growing stream of AI-generated posts that Trump has been sharing online since returning to power last year. And many of them have left people scratching their heads. Over the weekend alone, Trump went on a 43-post spree, flooding social media with AI-generated images and messages. Among them, he portrayed himself as Elvis Presley, imagined an Arc de Trump monument in his own honor, hinted at imperial ambitions involving Greenland, and lashed out at his political opponents. Many of the posts also glorify Trump's image, portraying him as unusually energetic despite his age. One AI post claimed that President Trump ages in reverse. Another placed a recent picture beside one from his younger years, insisting it was the same man, only with even more energy now. Yet another claimed that President Trump is fixing the White House, just like he is fixing the country, referring to himself in the third person. Another AI image even cast Trump as a general during the American Revolutionary War, leading troops into battle. But critics were quick to point out the irony. Trump famously avoided serving in the Vietnam War, first receiving student deferments and later a medical deferment because of what he described as bone spurs. The issue resurfaced after his former lawyer and fixer, Michael Cohen, testified before the House Oversight Committee in 2019. Cohen said Trump never provided medical records to back up the bone spur claim and instead instructed him to simply repeat that he had received a medical deferment. Cohen also recalled Trump making a blunt remark, saying he wasn't stupid and that he was never going to Vietnam. And while Trump's latest AI creations continue to fuel debate online, this isn't the only moment where the president found himself at the center of viral attention. Trump was mocked in spectacular fashion at Amsterdam's iconic Canal Pride Parade after a giant float depicted him sharing a kiss with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Here's that story. President Donald Trump has found himself at the center of fresh controversy after being mocked at one of Europe's biggest pride celebrations. At Amsterdam's world-famous Pride Canal Parade, a float grabbed instant attention with two giant inflatable figures resembling Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin leaning in for a kiss. The oversized figures were dressed in traditional blue and white Delft-style outfits, each holding a tulip, recreating the look of the iconic Dutch souvenir figurines found across the Netherlands. The parade drew hundreds of thousands of spectators, with around 80 decorated boats making their way through Amsterdam's famous canals, turning the city into a sea of rainbow colors, music, and celebration. The organization behind the float later explained the idea on its website. It said the display was created not to provoke people, but to pause power for a moment and remind everyone of something human. The eye-catching display quickly became one of the biggest talking points of the parade, with images of the Trump-Putin float spreading rapidly online. Also taking part in the celebrations was Dutch Prime Minister Rob Jetten, who openly identifies as gay. Wearing a white shirt, a black life vest, and a gold necklace, he waved to cheering crowds from a boat as loud techno music echoed through the canals. But while Amsterdam celebrated diversity and inclusion, the festive atmosphere across Europe has also been overshadowed by tragedy.
I think we should be all very grateful that we're able to celebrate like this.
Okay.
I think this is one of the most beautiful days in the Dutch, like the Dutch holidays. Yeah. This is Dutch culture. Pride in Amsterdam.
I hope, especially since events in Germany, I hope people see hope in this. Because people see the things happening in Germany as a motivation to stand up for everybody's rights. But I think it's necessary. Sometimes people forget.
Yeah, what happened last week in Berlin is, of course, really dreadful for the people what there happened. Also today, it gives us a little bit a different perspective of how we're gonna see the day today, because we have to remember the people that died there, and I think we have to make a statement to the world that we are here and we are here to stay. It doesn't bother me at all. It's only a shame that it is necessary.
Not at all. That only made me want to come even more, because people try to intimidate you and want you to run away and hide, so why should I? If you want me to hide, I'm going to come out even louder and even bigger. So happy to be here.
No, definitely not. No, I think that's the idea. We have to celebrate, because if we let them keep us at home, then it's too late. We have to keep the celebration going.